మనతో ఈ రోజు ఉన్నారు బ్రిగేడియర్ హెన్రీ భాస్కర్ గారు. వారితోటి మనం సైనిక దళంలో వారు అందజేసిన సేవలు 33 సంవత్సరాలు వారి సేవల్ని తలుచుకుంటూ వారు ఏ విధంగా సైనిక దళంలో ఉంటూ తమ సేవలను అందజేశారు, ఎక్కడ వారు పనిచేశారు అనే విషయాల్ని తెలుసుకుంటూ వారి అనుభవాల్ని తెలుసుకునే ప్రయత్నం చేద్దాం. ఈరోజు మనతో పాటు ఇప్పుడు ఉన్నారు బ్రిగేడియర్ హెన్రీ భాస్కర్ గారు. వారిని ఆహ్వానిద్దాం. Namaste sir, welcome to TeluguOne channel.
Thank you so much.
A very warm welcome. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
How are you doing, sir?
Doing fine, thank you.
Can you please tell us about your initial desire to join the services?
At the outset, I would like to thank the channel for having shown so much interest in the defense services, and it's my pleasure, honor to be with you here. Right from the childhood, I always wanted to be a uniformed person, right? So I used to tell my parents that I want to be a policeman.
Okay.
Right. Then over the years, I joined the college and on the NCC. God's grace that I was doing well in the NCC. Then I was promoted in the NCC and I was selected to represent the Tamil Nadu in the Republic Day Parade in 1960. And I was being a senior under officer. God gave me the honor to lead the NCC contingent in the Republic Day Parade in 1960. And thereafter I joined my college as a demonstrator in zoology. But my NCC officer was very keen that I joined the army. He filled up the perform, everything, and decided to cross. And I was called for the interview, Services Selection Board interview, and I got selected and I joined the Indian Military Academy. And I always have a big passion to wear a uniform and serve the country. So it was a golden opportunity. I took it like a cake. Okay. And thereafter it's the history, you know.
Any resistance from the family side?
No, I am the first person from my family to join the armed forces. But however, my grandfather was a doctor, military doctor during World War II. He served in Gaza and all. In Egypt also he served for a very short duration, short service officer, medical officer.
Okay. So that inspired you also?
Yeah. But that didn't inspire me because I'm the first person to be in the combat unit.
So how was it during your training, since it is the first member from a family joining the forces?
Yeah.
And how was the training session for you?
See, defense services is the training in the Indian Military Academy is one of the world's best academy.
Yes.
It's very, very, very rigorous and stringent. I, being from South India, not knowing any other language other than English and Tamil, found a little difficulty to start with. But with God's grace, you know, Jesus Christ was always on me, and I took it as a stride. And God's grace, I done good, and I played a lot of games. So that you know, if you play more games, you go up in the merit. I was a boxer, I was a athlete, hockey player. I played hockey for the thing. So I passed out pretty high in the order of merit, and as one of the top notch in the course. So I think in the 1.5 years of training, it taught me a lot of things. It transformed me from a civilian to a soldier.
Transformed from civilian to a soldier.
Yeah.
It means a lot. It means a lot. A lot of transition happens, both physically and mentally, isn't it? So the mental training makes you endure any kind of circumstances.
Yeah, you see, the training there is not only physical, they also a lot of motivational training.
Right.
They tell you that the Indian Army, the last arm of the government, last hope of the government. If we fail, the country will fail.
Yes.
So you cannot fail. So the culture of winning culture gives that, no? That culture of being on top and winning all the ways, it gives to us the motivation that we should not fail and we cannot fail.
Yeah.
So that's the motivation we should have. And also, in our alma mater, the Indian Military Academy, there's a very big saying by Chetwood, the honor, safety, welfare of a country comes first, always, every time.
Yes.
The comfort, safety, welfare of the men you command come next. Own ease, comfort, safety, welfare comes last, always and every time. So this is the creed which you follow throughout your career.
Yes, so in your tenure during your services, any operational experiences that you had that you can share with our members so they can listen and get inspired?
Yes, madam. I was very fortunate to have participated in the 65 war, 71 war. The major wars fought when I was in service. And Fortunately, both the operations, I was in hand to hand with the enemy. Right. In 71 operations, we were in Sialkot sector, and the last day of ceasefire, the Pakistanis tried their best to take more ground because any ground we hold is used for bargaining purposes.
Right.
They attacked us very ferociously, and they almost sneaked into our defenses. And one small element which came and blew off one of our artillery guns, and I was adjutant in the battalion. I was told to go and see that, and I met that enemy troops face to face, in a charge encounter.
No.
And in the war, there's no runners up. Only the winners get the trophy. There's no runners up. Runners up is a quick of the dead.
Right.
Only two.
Yeah.
So fortunately, God gave me the instinct to be quick, and I let go one magazine of that. I don't know who he was. He died, and we all kept on. See, war, we don't worry about burying troops and all.
Right.
So the next day was ceasefire. Then after ceasefire, we saw the Pakistanis coming with the white flag, and so then we came to know that he was the son-in-law of Ayub Khan, Major Razvi. And he was already declared a Sitare Zurat. Sitare Zurat equal to Parvi Chakra, highest gallantry award. And they wanted his body. I didn't know. That's why it dawned on me that I had the honor. I can't say honor. After all, I did for my country of eliminating him. So that one instance which got a very big impact on my mind.
Definitely. And that too, you said it's a face-to-face combat.
Yeah, it's just a close combat.
Yeah.
There in close combat, there's no time for thinking and all. You just have to be quick. I told you, there's a quick of the dead. There's no runners-up in the war.
So after that, like being in the war front and then going back home and settling down, how does it bring you down to normalcy?
See, you asked a very good question. See, once you come out of combat, you still have the same, mentally you're not at ease because the same thing keeps coming to your mind, your comrade getting killed up, you did this, you did that. And I used to remain awake, when I come home soon after the war. It has a mental effect that you keep, you can't switch off what happened and switch on. Right. So it used to have a lot of effect on me, but we get over it over a period of time, We're the soldiers after all, we can't be sentimental in life, we get over it.
True, but it definitely might help somebody else who is trying to go through that phase, if you share how you could balance yourself, what made you balance and calm yourself, what would you do, like yoga, meditation, or what kind of activity would you do to calm yourself during that period?
See, when you enter the battle, it's something on the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Everybody is scared. If somebody is scared, I'm not scared, it's not wrong.
Yeah.
But we undergo something called the battle inoculation. Like they inoculate, the army teaches you to go through the fire, all these things and explosions, so you're mentally attuned. But when the real battle starts, for the first few minutes, you're scared of your dear life. Right. You get over it very soon. The only thing that plays on your mind is not because of what you're going to die, you're going to get injured, that you must win for the country. That is foremost in your mind. And everything else is, you don't consider anything else.
Irrelevant, actually.
You just only think that I must win the battle, I must do something for the country, because that point of time, you are the representative of the country, nobody else behind you. Yes. So the country behind you, you're in the front. So you're focused on accomplishing a task. Right. You're totally focused and you get over the fear very soon.
How often would you be able to communicate with your family at that point of time?
Well, in those days there were no mobiles, nothing. Exactly. We used to get the forces letter.
Yes.
We write letters, and my wife got I used to write letters every day and post to her, but she got all the letters after I came back home. Then she got the whole bulk. That's the thing. But unfortunately, there's no communication, and she used to be very tensed up. And my father used to hear the news that one major died and all things, used to come and ask her. But she was quite tensed up. But she put up very bravely. I give her full credit to her. She put up a very brave front, and she held on very nicely. And she's a better half. She's really a better half. And I give full credit to my wife for being a soldier's wife. She played her part beautifully.
Oh, very proud of her too. Definitely, the soldier is serving the nation, but the actual soldier is behind the soldier.
That's right.
Who's holding the family front.
Yeah.
After having served for so many years, 33 years altogether.
Yeah.
It's a long time indeed serving a nation. And now that you are back in the civilian front, how do you feel being amongst the civilians, and what is the response of the civilians towards ex-servicemen?
You see, when I came out of the army, that training I had, the service I did, standing a good stead even in my civilian post-retirement life.
Yeah.
So whatever the values I cherished, I still continue to follow, and that's standing a good stead. And as far as the attitude of the civilian population to the defense services and the retired people, it's very good here. You see, people have got a lot of love for the country, love for the services, and I think the country is really honoring and holding the defense of high esteem, and I'm very proud of my country. Good.
Very true, sir. So through our program, we would also like to convey the same, that we're all very proud of our servicemen who have been on the front line and serving and protecting us, and we are ever indebted to your services that way.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that this channel is so devoted to the defense services, and God bless your channel. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So how about your son? Here I see that he's also serving our nation. Can you please tell us about him?
Yeah, I have only one child. So my son was very keen that he should follow his father's footsteps. And he was very keen to join the Indian Army. And I'm so happy that he chose Army as a career. And I was fortunate that he joined my same unit, which I raised, and he served in my unit, which I raised, and he's still doing well. He's a colonel in the Army, and he's got two sons. And one of his sons also most probably will join the Army and go to the same regiment of mine.
And what's the name of your son, sir?
My son is Colonel Bhaskar. And madam, I would like to say one thing. You want to give me a thing? I am having an academy. I am part of the expert group, and we are an academy where we are conducting courses to train boys and girls to be successful in the Army selection, the Defense Service Selection Board. Okay. And we are taking it as a mission to motivate, and I'm going on all the colleges, giving them lecture to join the defense services and be a part of the defense effort of the country. And we are taken upon ourselves to train them in the selection process, that we are running a course on that.
And that's awesome. That's called experts.
See, expert group. We got an academy called Deccan Educational Society, where we run the courses. This is an ISO certified academy where we are running a courses for boys and girls to go and train them for Services Selection Board, where if they get selected, they become commissioned officers.
Right. Oh, that's good to know, sir, because many of them don't have any directions as to how to get trained for that, how to get coaching for that. I think we got the right spot here now.
See, unfortunately, in our country, the awareness about the differences is not very good.
Exactly.
So I have taken upon myself the mission of going around all the educational institutions to give a talk, motivational talk about the defense services, how good it is, and why one should join the defense services. And whosoever is willing to join, volunteer, I'm giving them the training.
Where are these centers located in Hyderabad?
Our center is located in a place called a little beyond Shamirpet, outskirts of Hyderabad, about 22 kilometers from here. We have a very beautiful world-class training academy called Deccan Institute of Security Safety Management, where in addition to conducting the skill development training, we are conducting the training for the defense service preparations.
Are there any other branches in any other states also?
No, there are many academies, but mine academy is a recognized academy, and I'm also running the government skill development program. You know, Pradhan Mantri wants India to be a skill capital, and every Indian should be a skilled person. You should export skill. With that in view, the government of India started a program called Pradhan Mantri Kushal Vikas Yojana, and I am conducting, there are a lot of verticals. I'm conducting security of the skill development under the National Skill Development Corporation.
That's good to know, sir. Thank you so much. We didn't know about this. It's good to know about this, and hope our listeners will benefit through this. Thank you so much.
We train about more than a few thousand people in skill development, and the Telangana, the Andhra Pradesh government had a program called Rajiv Gandhi Yuvakarnalu, in which a lot of boys and girls. I trained more than 3,000 to 4,000 boys and girls in security training.
Also, we would like you to give a message to our youth who look forward to building a career and also be on your advice, on your experiences, you can also advise them to choose armed forces. Any
Yeah, you
suggestions
see
for them?
that, no. After all, the country requires the best talent to defend the country.
Yes.
They say any country which sort of does not devote much interest towards the defense of the country will come to grief, right? After all, the country do require the cream in administrative service and so on and so forth, but equally the country requires the cream of the country to defend the country. Therefore, I want the young men who are capable or motivated, they must join the defense services to protect the country. If you don't do it, who will do it for us? See, if you don't get the best, then second best will come. Second best is not good enough to defend the country. Therefore, services in the armed forces is a very, very, very proud career and a very stylish career, enjoyable career. And I enjoyed the day when I joined till retired. I enjoyed it. And you should have passion to serve. And once you join the army, you know, it gives us so much. It gives you so much exposure, and you really transform your career, transform your character to a very great extent. And I advise all the young men to choose the army or armed forces as a career, which will be a very rewarding career. And you'll be doing one. Not only that, you'll monetarily benefit, but at the same time, you're doing a service to the nation.
As we see in some other countries like Singapore and other countries, they have a tenure of 2 years or 5 years. A student has to serve the nation to understand and build the patriotism amongst the youth. Do you think our country also should adopt a policy of that kind, where every citizen has to serve the nation for a year or two?
That's a good idea, very good idea. But I don't know how it works, I don't know. But however, we have a National Cadet Corps.
Yes.
National Corps is a very good platform to motivate the young men, boys and girls to serve the country, defend the country. But as you say that if they can have something like this, what they have in the US, everyone has compulsory have a few years tenure,
Yeah.
that will transform the character of the country to a large extent. But I don't know whether it's feasible or not, I don't know.
Is there any message for our youth?
Well, youth, see, the only thing is the discipline is the bedrock of any country. And discipline makes the country. So if youth can, develop more discipline and more orderly, and if they can help the country to build up the country. After all, the human resource in India is very, very superior. Only thing, it has to be molded and it has to be harnessed to serve the country. It will be wonderful. I advise and advise all young men and women to be a part of the Indian defense effort. It will be a wonderful career. You'll never regret it. It's a beautiful career. The government takes care of it, and you'll take care of the country. That's it. I really recommend that everyone should have a chance to serve the country. It will mold a character, and you'll never regret this choice.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for giving us time on TeluguOne channel. Thank you so
My
much
pleasure.
for being
Thank
with
you
us.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
మనం ఇప్పుడు మాట్లాడబోతున్నాం బ్రిగేడియర్ భాస్కర్ గారి శ్రీమతి వారితోటి మాట్లాడి ఒక సైనికుడి భార్యగా తాను సైనికుడు యుద్ధంలో ఉండగా తన జీవితాన్ని ఏ విధంగా తను ధైర్యంగా ముందుకు తీసుకొస్తుంది, పిల్లల్ని ఏ విధంగా తను ధైర్యంగా సాకుతుంది, ఆ విషయాల్ని తెలుసుకుందాం ఇప్పుడు మనం వారితో మాట్లాడి. నమస్తే మ్యామ్, వెరీ వార్మ్ వెల్కమ్ టు TeluguOne ఛానల్. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you, and I'm so proud of the fact that you've asked me to say something.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It is indeed. We are honored to know about you and how it was for you to get married to a soldier. Firstly, everybody would ask, why did you marry a soldier?
It was an arranged marriage. My parents had selected, so there was no choice. So I was a little worried because people used to say they go to the front and then you have to be separated for long periods of time. And anyway, in young age, we got married and all excited about traveling all over India. It was fun, and of course, we had our responsibilities too. And that was it.
So when he was away for quite some time, intermittently.
Yes, in 1971, during the Bangladesh war,
Right.
he had to go away. He left me in Chennai, and he had to be in front. Actually, I had no idea where he was posted and what he was doing because we never had any connection and no no communication, no nothing. So he says that he had written every day, and of course I got a whole bunch of letters at the end of it. But during that period, I had no idea. And so many NGOs, so many people used to come and visit us, and I used to be so upset because there was no information from him.
Right.
And they used to take pity on us and give us things for the children to eat. And now I used to think, and my father-in-law was all the time coming and asking, what is the news? Now, how would I know? I really had no idea. Because they'd say one body has been sent and, you know, things like that. It was so frightful. It was terrible. But then we went through it, and God has been very kind.
How have you been keeping yourselves occupied during those nerve-breaking times?
When we were in those days, there were not so many facilities as they have these days.
Yes.
We were in the separated family quarters. In fact, our relations used to think that I've been separated from my husband. They did not understand that I'm staying separated from my husband when he's in the front.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and of course they'd given us a lot of privileges. The rations used to be supplied for us, and our canteen stuff used to be given, whatever, things like that. But then otherwise the loneliness, and we ladies who were all separated, we used to stay together and so sort of support each one.
Right.
And, you know,
That's a great support within the fraternity.
we had our own
support.
little club, and we had our own get-togethers, and we used to go out together and things like that. That's it.
And how was it about your son?
We have only one child, and that's my son, and I was not very keen that he should go away. But he was very keen. He felt that army life was the best life. So he wanted to join the army, and he joined. And I was all the time worried about him too.
So you're a brave wife and a brave mother too.
It's just God's grace and the way he's gone through. In fact, when he went to Kargil, he was already married, and he had a little son, a 1-year-old son, like the way I was when my husband went to the front. I mean, when he went to war, Bangladesh war.
Yes.
But then the Lord helped us through, and we're very happy. My grandchildren, I have 2 big boys, grandsons, and they're all settled down in Wellington. And he's made a lovely house there.
So are your grandchildren also planning to?
My son is very keen that they should join, but I don't think my grandsons are as keen as he was.
Okay.
My son. These days there are lots of openings.
Career options.
Career options. So they want to become big engineers, and this craze to go abroad and study in universities in US like Harvard and things like that. So let's see what they want to do.
It's amazing how you held your responsibility as a brave wife and brave mother and encouraged them throughout their services. We should, in fact, thank you firstly for helping them and serve nation in a very comfortable and brave way. Thank you so much for that.
I'm very proud of my husband and my son.
Definitely.
For what they have done so bravely. Of course, when they come back and narrate stories, it's quite frightening, you know. It's so fearsome. But then it was very nice, and we are very proud of our children.
We would like to know more about the stories that they told you. Certainly, we'll work out on some platform for that also, definitely. Yes. How about Army Wives Association?
Oh yes, they're very nice. We get together. We try to support the Jawan's wives. They are less knowledgeable, you see. They get very easily shaken. So we have to get together and support them and say nothing to fear, things like that. We always have little get-togethers and lunches and things like that, and they're very happy. We allow them to bring their children along, and we had a good time together.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences. It means a lot, definitely. Thank you so much for being on Telugu
for asking me to share, because I have nothing much to contribute except the fact that I held the fort while he was away.
Thank you, ma'am.
జగమంతా కలిసి వినిపిద్దామా జనగణమన